Hello, this is Uncle Dan here, ready to provide you with a recap of this weekend's Texans vs. Colts matchup. I'll be providing you with a short summary of the game, my key takeaways, and what this game could mean for next weekend's divisional round matchups. In the background, I'll be providing you with some Madden 19 gameplay. Let's begin. Heading into this game, the Texans were favored against the Colts by 1 point. I believe this to be a fair assessment of what the game would look like, considering the fact that the Texans and Colts had split their season series, one game going to the Texans, one game going to the Colts. Now, onto the game itself. The Colts were able to establish a significant 14-0 lead in the first quarter, mostly due to contributions from Colts running back Marlon Mack, as well as wide receiver T.Y. Hilton, the latter being especially helpful on third down. The Texans only had one successful drive during the same time span, which ended in an interception in the hands of Kenny Moore II. During the second quarter, we saw much of the same, with another Colts touchdown, and again the Texans driving into enemy territory but not being able to convert on fourth down. At halftime, the score was 21-0 in favor of the Colts.
To start off,
Second half, there were 6 consecutive punts, shared amongst the Texans and the Colts equally. The reason for this was the Texans, on one hand, struggling to get going, and the Colts, on the other, turning to more conservative play style. By the time the Texans did go down the field and score with a pass from Deshaun Watson landing in the hands of KK Cootie, it was too little, too late. The Texans would only have one more drive after that, one that resulted in a turnover on downs just outside the Colts' red zone. In the end, the final score was 21-7 with a commanding Colts win. Now, onto my key takeaways. My key takeaways, I'll be providing the 6 main reasons I believe the game went the way it did.
firstly,
The Colts were able to establish an effective run game early, with running back Marlon Mack having 24 carries for 148 yards. This allowed them to move the ball down the field with ease, as well as establish the play action. Second, the Colts' defensive scheme, a basic but effective cover 2, with the occasional blitz thrown in to rattle Watson, worked wonders. Meanwhile, the Colts set up their DTs in the A-gaps, something that complicated the Texans' ability to run the ball.
third,
The Colts' success in throwing to T.Y. Hilton on third down enabled them to keep drives alive and maintain possession of the football. Also, T.Y. Hilton finished the game with 4 third down conversion catches, something that was key in the Colts' overall victory. Fourth, Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson's inability to be accurate in many of his pocket passes, combined with the fact that DeAndre Hopkins, the Texans' main wide receiver, struggled throughout the game, also attributed to Colts' victory. Fifth, the Colts' O-line winning the battle against the Texans' D-line allowed Andrew Luck to remain comfortable in the pocket and pick apart the Texans' defense. Even former Defensive Player of the Year J.J. Watt struggled at times in one-on-one matchups against different Colts O-linemen.
finally,
The Texans' secondary. A secondary with 3 of the top 4 cornerbacks above the age of 30 looked old and slow, with too many blown assignments and penalties, allowed Andrew Luck to post a solid QB rating of 88. This number becomes more impressive when you realize that the Colts were run-oriented for most of the game. These key takeaways, in my opinion, are the 6 most important factors that led to the Colts' victory. Now, onto why this all matters. To start off with the Texans, it's important to wonder how many more high-level defenses is this team going to be able to muster as Watson gets 1 year closer to getting real QB money. This window, that lasts approximately until the summer of 2022, when Watson becomes a free agent, is crucial, as his salary will probably rise from where it is now, $3 to $4 million, to about $13 million in 2021, and then eventually rocket to a number sure to be north of $25 million. Also, with Tyrann Mathieu and Whitney Merciless free agents, and many aging cornerbacks, one has to wonder whether this Houston defense will be very different next year. Add to that the fact that JJ Watt isn't getting any younger, and the Texans could be looking to make some moves in the offseason to remain atop the AFC South and make a deeper playoff run next year. Now onto the Colts, a team that are now preparing to face the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead Stadium. After watching this win by the Colts, I wonder whether their cover 2 scheme will hold up against opponent Chiefs offense led by MVP candidate Patrick Mahomes. Also, I have doubts of if the Colts offense, for the game to be high scoring, could go blow to blow with the Chiefs, especially as they get behind and are forced to pass. Overall, this game does not change the fact that the Chiefs are still favorites next week, but it does lead me to think that the Colts can have enough success in the run game against a weak Chiefs offense to make this upcoming game interesting. To conclude, the Colts got ahead early thanks to good defense, a solid running game, and crucial third down conversions. In response, the Texans weren't able to move the ball consistently, and when they did, they had no points to show for it. Looking ahead, the stout Colts defense will go to Arrowhead to play the high-scoring Chiefs, a matchup that will be interesting to watch. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I'll get the Cowboys vs Seahawks review out by tomorrow. Uncle Dan signing out. Until next time.